Hi everyone, this is my pre-hangout vlog for week 4 on global feminism. So just like how black feminism or womanism asks us to consider the experiences of black women and other racial minorities, global feminism tells us that white feminism or liberal feminism or mainstream feminism is very Eurocentric, and we project our expectations of our definition of a woman or the ideal woman or whatever onto other nations, and not considering their cultures or how they define what a woman is and what oppression is really. As I'm reading the pieces for this week, I realized that I think this is kind of true. When I was a baby Tumblr feminist and was reading about women in the Middle East, I kind of pitied them because I'm thinking, oh, all these men are forcing them to wear more conservative clothing. Side note, I'm not going to get into the terminology of that because I don't know what I'm talking about, but you know what I'm referring to. And, you know, because I assume that, I think that Muslim women are more oppressed because they have that standard for themselves. I used to think that they had that standard for themselves, while I, as a white woman, do not. So I feel like I'm more liberated than they are. But, that's not really even true, because consider this. There have been more women presidents in Middle Eastern countries than there has ever been in America. One thing that I found really interesting in this week's reading in Oyewumi's piece on conceptualizing gender. Sorry, I don't have these names memorized, so I had to look. But I thought it was really just fascinating how, in the Yoruba construction of what a family is and the language, how they don't have gendered terms like husband or wife. How Oko is like the bloodline of the family, while Iyawo are the in-laws. But even more than that, how in Sweden they've just recently introduced a gender-neutral pronoun, whereas in the Yoruba culture there isn't even a word for boy or girl at all. It's Omo instead. And it really makes you think, it really makes you think about how that kind of language constructs gender at all, because, I've thought about gender myself, and I think, okay, had I not been assigned female, what would I think of myself now? Before I go, I would like to propose a possible discussion question for tomorrow. While I do agree that global feminism's critique of liberal feminism, that white feminists assume universality. Like, I always assumed nuclear families were a thing, like, everywhere, and was really surprised to read about the Yoruba culture. But I'm wondering, I'm just kind of conflicted on, Muslim women and how they're required to wear conservative clothing, because I've heard that it's because of, women are only supposed to reserve their bodies for their husbands. Now, like Oyewumi's reading suggested, possibly that was misconstrued, and then it just went through the grapevine, and that's the interpretation I got out of wherever I heard that from. I don't remember now. But I don't know. Is oppression really relative, or are there ways that, again, I'm not Muslim, I don't know anything about the religion, I don't know I haven't studied it intensely, I don't know if it's for a fact that women wear conservative clothing for that reason, but if it is because But if it is because women are supposed to be, for their husbands only, I feel like that should be addressed. I feel a little uncomfortable asking this question at all, but that's the closest thing that I could come up with for a question. And I always try to stay honest, and sometimes it's to a fault, but but yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.